Yes, you can talk through it. We can do exercises through it. We can do practices. We can get coached. We can have a therapist. We can have a shaman. We can have all these incredible people supporting us. And we have to do the energetic piece. We have to get into the body. We've all come here with a divine purpose, traveling on a stream of cosmic dust from the stars into our mother's wombs, born into this precious life. It is no accident that you are here, my love, on earth, in this moment, in this body. You are here longing to find your place, to align with your purpose, to embody your passions and to live into the dreams of your heart. Yet so often we get caught, suspended in the tangle of life, not able to move forward, not able to find solace and comfort in a world that has forgotten the truth of our existence. As we begin to remember, as we peel back the layers, as we come together to uncover our unique gifts and reconnect with our authentic selves, we are able to see another way of being, a new possibility, a different life waiting to be lived. I have experienced on this complicated and wild journey of life that when we connect with the story of our soul, it will show us the magic of this life that we have been missing. It will open a window into the very heart of who we truly are, of who we came here to be, and gives us answers to our ever-asking why. Good morning, beautiful souls. Thank you for being here for another episode. So, our topic today is about ego identity, and it comes from one of our members' questions on Substack related to a post about fate and destiny. And she is wondering about some of the things that I shared in that piece about choices that we're making to create something different for yourself as the old identities need to be shed. And that as we go through all these little mini ego deaths, what can you do to keep yourself from getting caught up in it, right? And questioning yourself and wondering, am I making this up? What is happening to me? Because as I experience it, right? And I teach a lot from my own experience, my own journey. And how I experience it is that initially, we think the spiritual path is all about love and light, and that it's about feeling better. It's about getting what we want. It's about making life bend to meet our needs and our desires. And then you get deeper along the path and you start to unravel who you are, who you were, who you're becoming. And things get difficult. There is a shedding, there is a transmuting, a transforming, and it isn't easy. And yes, gratitude, always bring the ability to search for the positive in your life during these times. However, spiritual bypass, right, becomes something that we can fall into where we are going to pretend that we feel okay. We are going to pretend that everything is okay and that what's really happening to us isn't actually happening, right? We can get caught in that thread of, well, I'm supposed to feel better because I've been doing all this work, and I'm supposed to be getting what I want because I'm helping everybody and being really positive and doing all the things. And yet the true spiritual path is and isn't about getting what we want. I think as we embark on this path, right, what we want is peace within ourselves. We want love. We want calm. We want the ability to flow with life. We want the ability to have a deeper experience. And yet what we can do is put this in material markers. Like, I will be successful once XYZ happens. And then that means that I'm a good spiritual person and I'm doing well and I'm on my path. So that's like one side of it, right? Yet what I find is that the getting what I want becomes really subjective. It becomes more what I need rather than what my ego thinks that I need. It's about what my true self really understands about what I need on this journey in this life. And oftentimes those two things don't necessarily line up in the beginning, right? As we're shedding, as things are falling away, because we are living in an illusion about what will make us safe, what will make us happy, what will make us feel like we belong and have purpose. And most of that comes from our storied self, right? The wounded child that lives inside us that is desperately, desperately seeking in many, many ways, right? She's also connected to the seeker, the spiritual seeker in us, because ultimately she wants to be free. She wants to encourage us to drill all the way down to the core wounds so that she can be free. She can be set free, and we can find underneath that beautiful love and connectedness, interconnectedness that we all know as in our soul form, right? And then we come here and we're in our human form, and all that goes out the window. And there becomes this longing, this innate knowing inside us that we don't necessarily understand, but that it keeps pulling us forward. You know, I talk a lot about following the thread of your soul. I have some articles on that. I have a podcast episode on that. And it really is about listening to that wise little voice inside, sometimes big voice, that just keeps drawing you forward and taking steps. Because as we continue to walk that path, then we shed, right? All those parts of us. And so what can we do on this path? What can we do to understand the truth, right? It comes down to what is the truth? What's the universal truth underneath? Because the ego will lie to you. It will lie all day long. And not because it's bad or it doesn't love you. It loves you deeply. It clings and it cuddles and it over loves you, actually, right? Because it's terrified of being left behind. It is made up of all the reactions that you have ever had to life as it happened to you from birth. This is essentially our personality, right? Who we are. Because of the life that we've lived, because of the things that have happened. This is why I love to dive into circumstances, right? And not being defined by your circumstances. Because this is such a trap. This is the ego saying, I cannot do this because fill in the blank, what it is for you. Time, money, resources, responsibilities. We all have our own list of what we are waiting for, right? To change before we can change. And yet that's not the path in my experience. I mean, it's part of what happens. The path unfolds as we walk through those stories, right? Through those limitations that we place on ourselves, through the things that we tell ourselves that we can't, why we can't do what we want. And again, right, that word want, back to, do you want it from your ego or do you want it from your soul? And this is really a place that can be helpful to get clear on. What is your true purpose underneath? What moves you? What brings you to tears? What do you have to do no matter what? And find that place underneath. And sometimes, right, that can be external things. It will be external things. It's the world we live in. Yet, if you follow those external things, they will lead you to the internal things. I do experience there's a shift that happens when you realize that it's external. that there are those moments when maybe what is so, so important to you has become blurred, and you find that you're caught again in just a trap of the identity. Ultimately, I believe, I don't know if believe is the right word, because it really is another experience, that everything drills down to safety and how we are contorting ourselves to be safe, to feel that we have a place to land, that the ground underneath us is solid, and we will do anything, right? And when I say we, it's a joint effort. It's your ego and it is your energetic body, because the ego forms alongside the energetic architecture. They aren't separate. There is a mental, emotional, psychological component. And then, as we talk about on the show, there's an energetic component, spiritual component, right? And this really is where the true work can happen. It's recognizing that, yes, you can talk through it. We can do exercises through it. We can do practices. We can get coached. We can have a therapist. We can have a shaman. We can have all these incredible people supporting us. And we have to do the energetic piece. We have to get into the body. We have to come home. We have to land in this incredible 300,000-year-old vessel. It's older than that, right? Humans walking upright have been here for 2 million years, roughly. The human body, as we understand it today, is 300,000 years old. So you live inside a highly evolved, highly intelligent, highly sophisticated 300,000-year-old vessel. And your soul has chosen to plug into your particular one. And the way that we get deeper into this shedding of the ego identity is that we have to come home to the body. We can work it in the mind. We can work it in the psyche, right? In the emotional level. But ultimately, we have to get into the body, and we have to partner with the body, and we have to start moving energetic pieces around so that the body can begin to thrive. Because during these evolutionary times, the human vehicle is changing again. This is part of moving from the old way to the new way. It is also an evolutionary shift for the human energetic structure. Now, how long this is going to take, where we're going with it, that's all still unfolding, right? But what we choose to do with it today is so important. So, what can you do? Pick up some energetic tools. Find a way to get into your body. Get out on the land and walk, and let the trees teach you something new today. Let the water give you something, a new understanding that you didn't know before. Move your body, right? Like when we move, when we're engaged in movement, we are understanding our body in a deeper way. I personally love yoga. It has been a big part. I practice now for 25 years, I think, and having this connection with my body, from the physical to the breathing to the energetic, it's life-changing. Educate yourself. Do your work. It is an incredible time on this planet to be alive. I know it oftentimes does not feel that way. Yet, these times for soul growth are unheard of, right? These portals in history only come around in thousands and thousands of years, hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of years, right? And here we are. You have chosen to be here now. That's not an accident. That's intentional. So the way through that I see is that we have to do our work. Everybody's going to be required to do it. The earth will demand it. It's how willing are you to get a head start? How willing are you to go first rather than to be forced? Right? We all have that story of where we knew we needed to do something, and yet we dragged our feet. We didn't do it. The time wasn't right. And then boom, something exploded. Something blew up. And we were like, oh, this sucks. But we also know deep inside that we could have taken an action earlier, that we just didn't think we were ready, didn't think we could do it. And so what happens? The universe makes us. And this is what is going to happen for humanity, right? The earth, the universe, the cosmos, God, all of it is going to come together and make us change. We see it all around us. That's what's happening. We have to change. So, are you going to go first? Or are you going to wait to be shoved off the cliff? Because if you jump first, it's hard and it is easier in the hard way. So I love you so much, and thank you so much for being on this journey. Please reach out with questions, comments. I love, love, love answering the things that are important to you. So you can find us at sarahnoble.com. You can email me, hello@sarahnoble.com, or leave comments in Substack. However you find us, let me know how I can support you. I love you.